DC publishes Origin of the Joker and magazine sells out in stores. After decades of suspense since its emergence in comics in the 1940s, DC has always hidden the true origin of him, always dropping false clues here, a probable origin there. But no one has ever concretized the true origin of the Joker. And the impression we all had was that DC didn't want to explain and leave the audience confused, always wondering what his origin was, thus leaving an eternal suspense in the air. But now it's finally happening. DC is publishing the Joker Year One saga, and that's right, it's the beginning of everything, black and white without deception. DC is explaining the canonical origin of the Joker. Are there 3 Jokers? Is it just one? Was he the Red Hood? It's all here in this video. I've put together the first 2 chapters of this saga in one video, and look, get ready because there are revelations ahead. The origin of the Joker was something so awaited by fans that the comics sold out a week before the release. Can you imagine? Stores placed massive orders with the distributor, betting heavily on sales because it's obvious that they knew it would sell a lot. There were stores that wanted to buy and couldn't find. And for the first time in many years, DC had to make a second printing that will arrive on March 5th with an alternative cover. And once again, orders also skyrocketed. It's a historic second edition with a different cover. It's a treasure trove for collectors, right? Who wouldn't want a copy? And look at the cover of the comic. What a masterpiece. You can make a frame and hang it on the wall. And it's this story that you'll check out with me here on this channel, just to anticipate. It's insane. So don't waste time, subscribe to the channel for more content like this already. You're the devil, it's the only answer. An evil that exists forever, no matter what I do. It's with these words that Joker Year One begins. They are frightening words directed at the Joker, and they are even more frightening words when you see that it is Batman who is saying these words. It's like Batman giving up, admitting that the Joker can't be normal, can't be explained. It's pure evil. It's distressing. This story begins in the future with Batman involved in the Joker's last attack, and this dance between the two has been going on for decades. It's a cat-and-mouse game that never ends. Batman is literally rooting for the Joker to die, but he asks, how can the devil die? But don't worry, the Joker didn't turn into a Satanist. This is just a moment of venting from Batman who can't stand the Joker anymore, and you'll already understand what's going on in this future. So we go back to the past, to the origin of the Joker and consequently the origin of this war. DC decided to put together several pieces of this origin and make it official, so the Joker is definitely the Red Hood. The villain fell into a vat of chemicals when he tried to escape from Batman, leaving his skin white as a result. It's not makeup, that white tone is his real skin color. And the same process left the hair on his body completely green, but now comes the most bizarre part. There was another transformation. A Red Hood fell into the tank of substances, but 3 Jokers came out of there. But how come? The story is not very clear at first, but we understand that there was a fight. One of the Jokers killed the other 2 and became the final Joker. The sad thing about this origin story is that the Joker didn't go crazy from the experience. He kept most of his sanity, and it's as if he had a split personality with something inside him wanting to surrender to chaos and madness but still managing to contain himself. However, the part that is managing to contain sanity is not the dominant part. Joker spends 6 months in a rented room fighting himself, and we even have a glimpse of what a bearded Joker would look like. The problem is that the violence is already in him. He kills a chambermaid and then kills the landlord who comes to collect the rent. This early career Joker starts using makeup precisely to disguise the white skin because he does not assume himself as the clown of crime, because inside his head he is still the leader of the Red Hood gang and wants to return to the criminal life he led. And in these 6 months, the Red Hood gang disbanded. In Gotham, Jim Gordon is just a detective from the police department trying to do what's right, fighting internal and external corruption while helping a vigilante who dresses up as a bat. In short, it's the beginning of a career for everyone. At this point, the story goes back to the future, and it is at this moment that we discover that Joker was imprisoned in Arkham, trapped in a device where his mind would travel through virtual scenarios, and in these scenarios, Joker could do whatever he wanted, thus being able to have infinite fights with Batman, but Batman programmed the device so that Joker never won. Problem solved, right? No, because a doctor insisted that he could study the Joker and understand how his mind worked and release Joker from the device, and the rest you imagine, right? The doctor was the first to die, and Joker leaves a note for Batman saying, "I'll see you soon." Back to the past, we follow Joker trying to gather what remains of his gang and see Batman jumping buildings and freaks out. Feeling very afraid, he just thinks about running until he comes across a mysterious ally who says, "I'm the man who can teach you how to harness your mind." to never feel fear again, to be the greatest force this world has ever known. Damn, does that mean Joker had a mentor? And things get worse when the mysterious man says he's the smartest man in the world. I trained Batman. That was mind-blowing. Because the first edition doesn't answer and ends in the future with a terrifying hook, we understand that Batman is alone against the Joker, comes out of the sewers of Gotham and goes to the surface and comes across a world of Jokers. As if a Joker virus had spread. What a cliffhanger. In the second edition, in this future, Batman is trying to find a solution and everything points to the beginning of everything at Ace Chemicals. Already in the past, we understand the motivation of Joker's mysterious mentor. He is Daniel Capsio, one of the many masters Bruce had while training to become Batman, but they ended up fighting and following different paths, and now Daniel wants revenge on Bruce by creating the opposite of Batman. But Joker refuses Daniel and ends up falling into a trap set by his old gang who wants to eliminate the former boss. But in the middle of the fight, Batman arrives, and that's when Joker realizes he needs help to overcome the fear he has of Batman when he runs away desperately. Now in the future, Joker appears in a frightening way to Batman that looks more like an apparition than anything else. And the worst part is that Batman can't do anything because there is a sensor in Joker's body that if he dies or gets agitated, a mechanism triggers a global command in the form of hypnotic suggestion for everyone infected to kill themselves. And Joker says he's going to torment Batman like an apparition. In the past, Joker goes after Daniel Capsio, and the mentor opens up with Joker saying, "I'm a scientist of human behavior." Batman, wrongly, thinks he can be a force for order. I'm interested in what happens when he meets an equal force for chaos. So we can conclude that Joker not only emerged from an accident, he was forged becoming Daniel's apprentice and learns to eradicate his own emotions. But that doesn't mean that Daniel is 100% responsible for the Joker, he just has a knack for learning. Let's say that the Joker already existed in a raw state and Daniel just polished it. And the final lesson is more disturbing. Daniel shows Joker a demonic version of Daniel himself called Daniel Zerum, a reserved personality, a fragment of Daniel's mind created with the purpose, hatred control, which is a very interesting concept that is being explored now in Batman stories. Batman's current arc is precisely an internal struggle between Bruce Wayne and Batman Zur-En-Arrh. But hold on, what is that? This is a reverse personality that Bruce created focused on hatred in case he is mentally dominated. A technique most likely taught by Daniel Capsio. And one more revelation in the Joker's origin. Daniel teaches this technique to the Joker and he creates 3 different personalities, and this is the true explanation for the 3 Jokers from the beginning. In other words, the fight between the 3 Jokers was not in the literal sense, not 3 bodies came out of the chemical tank. There was a Joker with 3 personalities fighting and killing the other 2 in his own mind. And with Daniel's help, Joker accepted that he is fragmented. Joker is in charge, but he has 3 personalities where anyone can take control at any time. Back to the future, Batman arrives at a police station and ends up finding none other than Catwoman, who managed to escape Joker's sound effect by covering her ears, avoiding turning into a Joker. They kiss, and it shows that she locked up all of Batman's allies to avoid hurting anyone since they are all infected with the Joker virus. But as Joker was tormenting Batman up close, he does what Joker would do and removes Catwoman's ear protection, which transforms in front of Batman. They start fighting, and to make matters worse, Joker releases the Bat family from the cell, leaving Bruce with a choice: face the people he loves the most or die. And to close, in the past, Daniel suffers the consequences for having created a monster and dies stabbed by the Joker, and it is at this moment that the Joker we know, who will torment Batman and Gotham for decades, was born. The Joker Year One is a 3-part mini-series and only the conclusion is missing. So stay tuned for the end of this story that I will definitely bring to the channel. Now comment below. Guys, what did you think of this Joker origin? Was it what you were expecting? Until next time, and stay geek.